everyone. My name is Adam Williams, and you are listening to another episode of Retail Redeveloped. So we are going to talk about, shocker, experiential retail today and why new store concepts like Showfields and Naked in New York City may represent the future of physical retail experiences. Now, contrary to all of the clickbait kind of headlines that talks mostly about how local malls and physical retail is dead or dying or on life support, yada, 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 I want to talk more about the retailers that are doing things a little bit differently and maybe showing us a peek into the future. Showfields and Naked, two New York City retail experiences, challenge traditional stores in design, operations, and types of brands that you can actually stop and shop and use on a day-to-day basis. Now, by using new physical concepts, digitally native brands can save time and money and focus on creating interactive, meaningful relationships with shoppers. A similar pattern of quiet spaces across the country has many wondering, what exactly is changing in physical retail, especially once you get away from the large fortress Class A malls, Class A lifestyle centers. We've all driven out into the suburbs and seen a retail center that looks like its best days might be behind it. Now, in the golden era of digitally native brands and online shopping holidays like Prime Day and Cyber Week, where you can get any product with a click of a button, it's easy to start thinking about physical retail as we know it dying or being obsolete. But online shoppers do still enjoy shopping in person. Numerous studies, pretty much every study I've ever seen, will tell you that. We'll tell you there's something about walking into a store, touching and feeling a brand, a new product, a new sweater, all of that fun stuff. In fact, everybody has probably heard the halo effect about how these online brands, when they actually come in and set up a brick and mortar store, their sales increase, not only with the people that live close by, but inside of an entire trade area. Just because people are going in and looking at their stuff, they might not even be buying it in that store, but because these guys are so good about data and tracking, they can see that people in these zip codes around there are buying more products, even if it's online. So, what does that mean? There are a variety of ways physical retail can support online retail, such as serving free pickup point for online orders, convenient return center. For digitally native brands specifically, physical retail is an important channel to attract new customers and engage in loyal fans. Some online startups take the pop-up route, while others settle into permanent fixtures of the neighborhood. Another option is to partner with the biggest big box retailers of the industry, as many small startups have done with Target. Out of all of these strategies, one of the most interesting and exciting today is the Park Museum, Park Playground-like store that curates multiple direct-to-consumer brands under one roof. Showfields and Naked, both located in New York City, are two such examples of the refreshing, innovative physical retail concepts that online brands are experimenting with. We are about to announce and release a podcast with one of the heads of Beta, which is another very similar retail sales as a service brand that's absolutely brilliant. I walked through it when I was in New York City a little while ago, and Hudson Yards, they have one of the most highly trafficked stores in Hudson Yards, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy that one. But this retail sales as a service and retail as a service, I think, is going to be something that we all need to pay attention to moving forward. So they show the potential of a physical retail space to be more than a stale storefront and challenge traditional store designs, operations, and storytelling. Instead of featuring a fixed lineup of brands, like most stores that we traditionally think of, these stores offer continually rotating rosters. The store you visit today may look and feel very different in a few months because a brand never stays there for long. These limited time appearances inject a bit of urgency into the shopping experience. Now, in Showfields, a brand is one of many stacked through multiple floors. Navigating the building can feel like you're walking through a maze, and that's kind of the point. Think about IKEA, if you've ever been there. I mean, you can't just grab that night table that you saw online. They're going to make you walk through, 50 rooms until you can get there. Another example, putting the milk all the way at the back of the store. You got to walk by the bonbons to get there, and chances are they're going in the shopping cart. Same kind of deal. Now, the urgency of a limited time window, but once you've made it into the store, you're obliged to wander and ideally stumble into a wondrous discovery. Now, I'll post online, they actually have a kind of a one-story slide that you can use from the top floor to the middle floor. There's a video of me going down there looking, goofy and tall, as I am wont to do. Now, brands that have featured at Showfields include the electric toothbrush maker Quip, smart mattress maker 8, which is actually a really cool display. I checked that out. Travel bag specialist Paravel. Each brand is like a diorama, presenting in essence in a clear and concise form. It feels like a little Broadway stage is set up for each one of these guys. For example, it's only when Quip toothbrush is set on a mock bathroom sink does its sleek, elegant design become more apparent. The store as a whole is like a tasting menu where you sample multiple products and emerge feeling pleasantly full. 1,500 square foot space in Manhattan's popular Soho neighborhood, where many digitally native brands often first plant their physical presence, can cost up to $25,000 a month. Since Showfields and Naked already own the real estate in high-traffic areas, brands can save a lot of money. Average monthly membership at Showfields is $10,000. This fee includes staffing, inventory management, events, proprietary technology suite, and Showfields co-founder Katie Hunt calls it the unquantifiable power of being part of one of the most innovative communities of brands and founders from around the world. Something that I thought was very interesting and something that I just touched on with the staffing. They do a really good job of getting the staff very comfortable and knowledgeable about the brand. So they're more of a brand ambassador than somebody trying to spray perfume on you when you're walking through the mall. It was a very, very pleasant experience. Now, through September 2019, Showfields has been home to an interactive experience called House of Showfields, which sold over 25,000 tickets. The immersive, beautiful, and highly Instagrammable journey takes participants through a hands-on tour that could leave a significant imprint in their minds and wallets. Stops along the way include many spa treatments, preview of early release hardcover books in a reading room, a cool little vinyl room where Ben Folds was playing the night I happened to be there. It's all very, very interesting, all highly, highly curated. Like I said, I'm going to post some pictures. It's a very interesting experience. Now, if Showfields and Naked have shown us anything, it's that most of the shopping experiences we have are a little stale. We get it. We've been there. We've shopped 1,000 times. These guys are trying to do it in a little bit different way. Shoppers don't need to be wowed every single time they go shopping, but if a brand is trying to leave a lasting imprint on the memory of a customer, it should continue to invest more in creative experiences like the ones that I'm talking about. Now, shifting to Naked, I had an excellent experience in there when I was there. I believe I was in the Soho location, the smaller of the two. As a matter of fact, I purchased a purse for my wife from a brand called Uphead Mod, which killer design, very reasonable prices, at least if you're used to shopping for designer purses. I thought the prices were very reasonable. And just a very, very well done customer experience. Everything in the store, even if I wasn't in the market for it, was very interesting. Everything from like vitamins to sunglasses to clothing. Very, very cool stuff. Now, participating in a curated store experience is just one of many strategies a startup can consider for their physical presence in this new convenience economy. Doing so puts them directly in the company of other up-and-coming, like-minded brands and in front of customers and fans' eyes without the financial and logistical barriers of traditional physical retail. I can really, truly say, after experiencing a few of these in New York City, we are going to see a lot more of this. I'm trying to think of some other examples. Theragun, which you've probably seen advertised. It's like an impact massager. You see it a lot if you watch professional sports, people on the sidelines. They're not cheap. They're like $400. So it would be a very weird impulse buy just if you saw an ad. But they have people trained to actually come and show you how to use it. They encourage you to try it in the store. And that's just something that you can't get online. You have to have that in a physical store. They had a new brand of speakers that is kind of like the nouveau next wave of Sonos that I wouldn't have even thought twice about until I heard them demoed. Crazy stuff that you can go in there and see, and it's going to be more likely to leave an imprint and hopefully get us to all spend more money on things we don't actually need. But that's what we love about retail. Anyway, once again, Adam Williams, Retail Redeveloped. Thank you so much for listening to this short-form podcast. We'll be back with a long-form podcast again next week. Give us a review on iTunes, Spotify. Send it to one of your retail nerd friends, and I appreciate it. Thank you.